Now let's add the option to save this image in a folder instead of in a regular file. So basically until now, we're just saving it with this name, output.png, but we want to start customizing this. So let's start by keeping this orderly and putting it in a folder where all the images will be generated. To do this, let's start by creating a new branch, like always. I will call this save in folder. Okay, now we're in this branch. And then what do we want here? So first of all, we want to create a folder if it doesn't exist, right? So first, let's define the name of the folder. Later we might customize this, but for now, let's just set a default. So for now, our folder will be called output. And what we want is to create this folder if it doesn't exist. We don't want it to fail in case it does exist. So to do all of this, basically we want something similar to what the make-dir command does with the p option. So if you see here, I can do like test1, test2. So what this does is it generates these folders if they don't exist. If they exist, it does nothing. So I can run it multiple times and nothing changed. And then if we see inside test1, the test1 folder, there's this other one. So basically it creates the whole tree. So we're gonna do the same but with Python. So to do this, there's a similar functionality in Python in this pathlib library. So here actually there's like a Stack Overflow article that you saw, or question, and this is exactly what we want to do. So basically this here uses like make-dir, creates any parents, and if it exists, it's okay. So to do this, let's just copy this. And we need to import the pathlib. And let's change the path to refer to our output folder. Perfect. So this part here will create the folder. If it doesn't exist, if it exists, it will do nothing. And then we need to use this also on the save, right? So right now it's hard-coded here to this output PNG, and we want to save it inside the folder. So to do that, let's just create this variable output path. And we're going to have here some kind of folder and still a default name that's going to be output PNG. And for this, we need to interpolate the folder argument with the one we defined earlier. So output folder, output folder. And this is what we want to save, so output path. So with this, if we run it, we can see that it will do the right thing. Okay, so here we see the output folder. Let's see in the files. Exactly, so here's the output folder. And here's our file, same as before. So it's working. There's only one more detail we need to take into account, and that is the ignore. So if we do git status, that's our command, but it also needs, maybe it's ignoring it already. Well, just to make sure, let's add the output folder to the git ignore, and maybe we can replace the output.png and just ignore any png in this folder. So like this. This way we can make sure that we won't commit it. Okay, so now with these changes, let's just do like git add. And we can commit it. Save the folder. Okay, now as always, let's merge this into our master branch. So we check out master, git merge, save in folder. I just auto-completed this with tab. It's quite practical. And it's merged. So do a git status, and it's already ahead of master, so let's just push. Okay, and now it's up to date.